This is Top Shop Podcast.
Shop Podcast.
Top Shop Podcast.
Podcast for automotive service business owners by Paul Donahue.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Top Shop Podcast. We are blessed to have somebody with 3 decades of experience in the automotive repair industry, Mike Himes from MYK Automotive in Brookville, Pennsylvania. So, Mike, welcome to the podcast, and thank you for taking your time. It's the day after Christmas. Today is December the 26th. This will be our last Top Shop podcast for the year. So, Mike, a great guest to have, somebody with 30 years of experience. Can you give me a little bit of background? Did you grow up with a wrench in your hand? Did your dad have a shop? What's the story?
I sure did. Yeah. First, Paul, thanks for having me.
Sure.
But yeah, I grew up. My dad had a shop at our house, and I worked for him for about a year after I graduated. I left. I went to a car dealer.
Oh, to a dealer. Well,
Yeah.
that's probably a good experience, though, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
I worked for a Cadillac dealer in town here, and then I bought the property where my shop is now. I bought it. There was a little house here, and I lived in it for about a year. And there was a one-car garage. I started working in my one-car garage on the side.
Oh,
And it got to the point where I was making more money at home than I was at work, so I quit going to work and stayed home.
thanks to me.
Yep. And here I am 30 years later. So
30 years later, wow. So that's how you got started. So what motivated you to get into the business was like I said, you just started at home and grew it. And congratulations on owning the shop.
thank you.
I just talked to a shop owner. He's in his 70s and he doesn't own his shop. So it's great when you own the shop. So just for other shop owners that may be renting, I've talked to a lot of shop owners where their primary goal is to be able to own the real estate. So I remember a long time ago when I lived in Florida, I had this dentist, Dr. Red. He's a great dentist. But and I talked with him. He says the only reason I look in mouths is to buy houses. He had 100 of them, and that was 20 years ago. So he's retired very, very, very well. But yeah, a lot of shop owners, if they can focus, if they are renting right now, please try to focus on buying a property, because it's a great source for retirement. So industry changes. Let me ask you about that. So my first car was a 1971 Cougar, canary yellow with a black interior. It was with a 351 Cleveland in it. Wish I had that car. So but I remember going down to Zayre's and buying a side marker bulb for 50 cents or a quarter, and then finding the right size Phillips head screwdriver to replace it. So things have changed a little bit.
Absolutely.
A little bit over the years. So how is the automotive repair industry? How do you feel it's changed in the last decade?
In the last 10 years, it's just the technology has just changed in leaps and bounds. It's so hard to keep up with it.
Yeah. We're a digital marketing agency for auto repair shop owners, and we're focusing on AEO, which is answer engine optimization. That's SEO is still important, but not as important as AEO. So nobody knows more about technology changes and stuff than us. So Google had 500 algorithm changes or 500 changes in how they are going to rank websites just this year. And they had 5 core changes, which was the most they've ever had in 1 year. So it's changing in all industries. So, what do you think the biggest one is, like the one that would come to mind the most in the last 10 years?
ADOS. ADOS is what comes to my mind.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And ADOS is the customer's safety. You can't be more important than that. There is no well, I forgot to clamp the hose clamp. And this is ADOS.
Right.
It's serious.
Right.
Yep. So, where do you think, just a quick question, I like to ask this, where do you think it's going? Where do you think the industry is going? Because I think it's kind of up in the air right now. Everybody's saying, oh, let's do electric. And electric is an ecological disaster. And most people don't know it, but it takes more resources to mine all the stuff we need to create one of these cars than a fossil burning car over the entire course of its lifetime. And most people just don't know that. So some people think it's hybrid. I'm personally voting for hydrogen, because what comes out the tailpipe is water, but you got to figure out how to transport it and store it without killing people, because it's explosive. What do you think what's going on? What do you think is going to happen in the next 10 years?
Yeah, I don't know. My thoughts, I think the hybrid cars are, I mean, they've got them pretty well perfected now. And,
Yeah.
from what I see, I think that's the best thing going right now is the hybrids. But um, I just don't think we're ready for electric, maybe in the cities, but like where I live in the country, in the mountains, it's just not feasible yet,
Wow. Oh, so
Yeah.
Brookville is in the mountains? Oh, here, let me,
Yeah, we're in I guess you call it the Laurel Highlands. We're just kind of you go about 20 miles east of here and you hit the Appalachian Mountains.
yeah, I'm looking at them. I'm on my other computer. I typed in what's the population of Brookville because he said there was a Cadillac dealership there. And I'm like, how big is this town? So
Yeah.
3,900 to 4,000 people. And then
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Appalachians right behind you. So yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like a really nice. Oh, you want up here too? Come on. So it sounds like a really nice mountain community. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but hey,
No,
by the way, that is the answer that I've been getting the most is
the
hybrid.
hybrid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost all repair shop owners I ask, and they're kind of with me, a lot of them on the hydrogen, but
Hmm.
the answer I hear the most is hybrid because we've kind of pretty much got that technology down. Really extends fuel mileage like crazy. So I think you're right. I think that's where
Hmm.
what we're gonna see more of is the hybrid model. So what strategies have you found most effective for retaining loyal customers?
Retaining loyal customer. Well, the
Mhm.
customer's number one here. That's big for me. That customer focused. I want people to leave here wowed. That like they get an experience at my shop that they don't get anywhere else. That's how I've always ran my business, and especially in the last couple of years here, we were very focused on the customer
Yeah,
and
I looked at your reviews online.
okay.
Yeah, so when we go to take on a new customer, we take a look at them online first, and if we see a lot of bad reviews and stuff, we cancel our appointment with them. We don't even talk to them.
Well,
We a lot of them they'll say, oh, let me just find some digital marketing agency that'll fix my stuff. It's like, no, you got to take care of the customer first. So it's but so 100% customer focus. So I would imagine you have a very loyal client base after 30 years, right?
I do. Yeah, I have customers that I've worked on their cars since I was in my dad's shop as a teenager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I had a podcast just the other day. He said he's got third generation coming in his shop now because it was his father that started it, and I think he's yeah. And there was several brothers and sisters, but now he's the sole owner. So,
Mhm.
how many other techs do you have besides you?
There's three techs. I'm not really a tech here anymore. I have a
Oh, congratulations! After
yeah,
30 years, I hope not. So you
right.
you run the shop.
Yeah, I have a service
Customers.
advisor. I just hired a
Okay.
service advisor last
Oh,
month.
oh,
So,
congratulations.
yeah, so I'm more focusing on the owner duties here now. So, yep.
Yeah, that's another there's a lot of shop owners that are jealous, I'm sure, because and it's the same thing with my business. The hardest thing for me to do is to get out of the daily operations so I can work on the business, not in it. And it is the hardest thing for any business owner. I don't care what kind of business that you own. So congratulations, because once you make it to that point, you can really every shop owners all told me that once they got out of the shop, it was so much easier to focus on growth or whatever they wanted to do because they weren't handling the day to day. And congratulations on hiring the service manager. So, as far as the techs go, this is one of my favorite questions, and other shop owners love to hear it.
Mhm.
How have you found, hired, and retained your techs?
Um, oh, that's a tough question. So they're all different, but I have two that have been with me more than 10 years.
Okay.
One of them's retiring here the end of the next week, the end of the year. So lately, I've just been using Facebook. I
Really?
yeah, post an ad on Facebook that I need a tech.
Okay.
That's been working for me. So
Okay. Posting ads on Facebook. Okay.
mhm.
So, is it a paid ad or that you're doing? It's a paid.
Yeah,
Okay.
I boost it, yeah, and
Okay. And you're doing
yep,
that yourself? Did you create the ad and post it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I actually I use AI like everybody else. ChatGPT
Right,
writes
right.
for me, and
Yeah,
yep,
yeah. Yeah, that
yep,
was our biggest thing. We had over 100 websites to go back over because we have an AI program now that we run 9 different audits on all of our clients' websites. So it's amazing what if you know what AI has done for content creation. Imagine AI doing that with all phases of SEO, meta titles, meta descriptions, interlinking, all that. So it's fantastic technology. So it's I call it AS though, artificial stupidity, because it's only as smart as the person putting the input in. So
Right.
you really got to have somebody who knows what they're doing putting the input in. But so two techs, 10 years. What that tells me is you have a really good shop culture.
Yeah.
The guys like working for you. I was thinking that you were going to tell me I had a guy just walk in my shop because it's a smaller town. People know your reputation. They were working for some other company, and I hear a lot of really good shop owners that they don't have a problem finding techs. They say they walk in the door.
Yeah. The last couple years it's gotten easier.
Has it?
But my business has changed. I hired a business coach in
Oh, is
August
that Rick White?
24. Yes, Rick
Yeah,
White.
I saw
Yep.
the picture on your profile.
Yeah.
So a coach is phenomenal. I've seen shop owners grow that had three things. They had a digital marketing agency that was making sure that the shop owner got a really good return on their investment. They had a coaching company, and they had a really good a software stack. So they're like a shop soft management software program and all that. So
Mhm.
I've heard really good things about Rick White. So you just reached out and started doing coaching. How's it been for you?
Awesome. Yeah, my sales have doubled. I've doubled my sales since I've joined with Rick White.
Wow, that's
And
fantastic.
and
Okay.
in turn I pay my techs better than anybody in town, so it's getting to the point where I think guys want to come work for me, and
Okay.
we like I said, we do things different here. We're different kind of shop. We're customer focused. We don't just fix broken cars. We keep cars going, keep them on the road. So yeah, I've noticed that it's getting easier. When Dale told me he was retiring here at the end of the year, I already had somebody lined up waiting for an opening,
Wow.
so
So I was going to say, what marketing strategies have been most successful for your business? So right now it's getting a coach, because I noticed that you don't have a website right now. So
no.
I'll talk about that later. But
Mhm.
here's a really good one. What advice would you give to a shop owner that were just starting out? They were just starting their own shop this year. So I know that question you could probably talk for an hour. But if a shop owner was just starting, what advice would you give them today?
They need to get a coach. I had coaches reaching out to me for years and years, and I thought I knew it all. I've worked in this business my whole life, and
Right,
I should have hired a coach a long time ago. It just makes me sick to think of how much money I could have made in 30 years that I didn't, because for 28 years I just got by. I mean, I was making a living, but I could have went and got a job doing what I did at my shop and made the same amount of money or even more.
right,
And after hiring a coach and learning how to actually run a business, even though I'd been in business so long, I had no business training. I'm a mechanic. I didn't know, like, the reports in QuickBooks might as well have been in Chinese to me.
sure,
Now I understand them. I understand the industry standards. I understand like what my gross profit should be and what how much I should be making on labor and how much I should make on parts and effective labor rate. When you know all those numbers, then you can really fine tune your business and start making money that you should be as a business owner.
right.
So that's the number one thing. I wish somebody would have told me 30 years ago.
Yep. I had a coach myself, and my coach, one of the first things my coach told me to do was you need to run your business by numbers.
Hmm.
He says people lie, but numbers don't.
Right.
So I have been hyper focused on that, and that's great advice that you're giving to the shop owners. Are there any common mistakes that you see shop owners make? I mean, I don't know if you know how very many other shop owners, but
Yeah, I do. Everybody wants to be the cheapest shop in town. They think that,
yep,
and they think that if you need, just fix as many cars as you can, and
Nope.
that's you don't have to fix all the cars.
Correct.
No, not everybody's your customer. Um,
Yep, correct. It's the same thing.
what I've learned in the last couple of years is we slow down and do better. By slowing the business down, we're actually doing better numbers wise.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the second piece of advice my coach gave me. Slow down.
Hmm.
Because he noticed I'm real type A and I'm like this and trying to get too much stuff done. And that advice has really catapulted my business. So
Hmm.
and now it's a mantra that I have: slow down to speed up. So there's a management program called EOS that I'm following. It's called Entrepreneurial Operating System. So and that's what they tell you to do: have each one of your team members write down all their to-dos and just focus on whatever they feel they can get done in the next quarter that's going to move the needle the most. So you got all this stuff that you really want to get done, but you can't, if you try to do everything, you don't get anything done.
Hmm.
And I think you've experienced that. Now you slowed down and looked at each individual module, and now you're speeding up because you slowed down and looked at the numbers. Is that correct? Is that a correct?
Right. Exactly.
Oh, yep. And your coach helped you with that. So,
Yeah.
yep. So, what do you enjoy most about running an auto repair shop?
What do I enjoy most?
Yeah.
Um, honestly, I think what I enjoy most is seeing my employees thrive. Like seeing them be successful makes me feel successful. That really is, I think, what I enjoy most about it.
Well, that tells me everything I need to know about your shop culture. You care about your employees. Yeah.
I do.
So,
Yep.
yeah. Um, but were you at Tool? You were at Tools, right?
Yes.
Did
Yep.
you remember seeing me on the trade show floor?
I think, yeah, yeah, I'm pretty.
Everybody remembers her. Nobody remembers me. They don't remember my company. They don't remember my name, but they remember Sky.
Hmm.
So do you remember seeing her?
Hmm.
You do.
Yep.
Let's see it. What
Yep.
did I tell you? Nobody remembers me, but they remember this little guy, this little girl right here.
Yep.
Yep. So, tell me about a tough time that you had uh, at your shop and how you made it through.
Oh, let me think. Been really lucky. Like we've never like been in trouble really. I've had
Right.
some times where I've had troubles with customers and things, but we've been pretty fortunate to not have any. We've never been in trouble of going out of business or anything like that. A couple years ago, one of my techs had a hip replaced and was off work for about 6 months.
Wow.
So I mean that was kind of hard. We were down a person for 6 months and we had to schedule differently and stuff, and it was okay. I just was worried of we couldn't do as much work, so I was worried that I was going to lose customers to other shops, and
Right.
I really don't think we did. They just waited for us. But like I said, for the most part, I've been fortunate. Like you said, I own the business, I own the building, I own the property. I have no debt here at all. So we're fortunate in that way.
Okay. So your biggest challenge was you had a really good key employee have a medical, but you made it through. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
you made it through. Okay. So
Yep.
what role do you believe since we met at Tools? Um, uh, by the way, any other shop owners that's anywhere in that Northeast area of the United States, if you haven't heard of Tools, I highly recommend it. So they just teamed up. They teamed up with Maaka, and from what I understand, because it was my first time at Tools, but I talked to lots of people, and they said it was the best event that so far. So it was a really really good thing for them, to team up. But what role do you believe training and ongoing education play in a shop's long-term success?
Oh, huge, huge. The technology in the cars is just changing so fast that
Hmm.
you have to train. The guys have to train there's just no way around it. You know, we used to hire guys for what they know, and the way it is now, no, but guys, that you don't know everything there is to know. You can't,
It's
you know.
impossible, right?
So now you have to hire for, like, in my mind, a good technician knows where to find the information. They don't have
Right.
the information in their head. They know where to find it and how
Yep.
to find it,
Yep.
So yeah.
I've had a lot of shops tell me that they've got techs with iPads connected to the internet so they can do research
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
so
Yeah. All
this,
my techs have computers and iPads. So
yep, so they can get out there and do some research. Now we have Chat GPT. You can ask Chat GPT. Personally, myself, in the next 10 years, I'll just put this out there for all the shop owners. I think big data is really someone's gonna win in the big data arena. So imagine taking all of the diagnosis ever since we've had AI and put them in one computer program and offer it on a monthly subscription to a shop owner. So
yeah.
every possible scenario for whatever you're finding is there. I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a huge change for auto repair shop owners, and they're going to be able to turn over cars faster because they're going to be able to find out and diagnose quicker.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
you pretty much have to look at service information for everything you do. Like even just mundane, like changing brake pads. If you don't look up the service information, you could brick a module, but just by pushing the pistons back on some of these calipers, and
Right.
um, yeah. So it's important to look up service info on every job you do.
hmm So we mentioned a little bit earlier about like EVs, ADAS, and that. So, um, how is this changing how the independent shop owners got to operate going forward?
Well, like us, we have to subcontract. Like anytime we mess with anything ADOS, I have to take it somewhere else to get that fixed because
Okay.
we don't have the capability of doing it. So sometimes we just won't work on the car, if we have to mess with the ADOS stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
So
And,
down the road, down the road, we're gonna have to probably get into doing that. So
right. And what's involved in that, Mike? Is it the software that you have to buy,
yeah, the equipment and
the
yeah,
equipment and the software to go with it
right.
to make sure that
Yeah,
it's done correctly? Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So, and what is the one myth about the industry that you think needs to be debunked?
One myth. Um,
One myth, yeah, about the auto repair shop industry.
that we're all a bunch of crooks. Um, yeah, and then shop owners need to. One thing that I learned from my coach that I felt silly that I didn't think of on my own is your labor rate. Like, so I was always afraid to raise my labor rate. When I would raise it, I'd raise it $1, maybe $2.
Hmm
And then my coach pointed out to me that at the time when I joined him, my average hours per repair order was like 1.2. So he's like, do you really think if you added $20 to your labor rate would make a big deal? And he's right. Nobody notices that. So like your labor rate is such a small amount of the bill. You can throw $20 on your labor rate, and if your average hours per repair order is 2 hours, 3 hours, you're adding 40, $60 to every bill you write.
Sure. Add that up over a year.
Right. So that's something that when I learned that, I was like, you're right. And we just need to stop subsidizing people's auto repair. So,
Yep, that's a good one. Stop
right,
subsidizing people's auto
right.
repair. Yeah.
That I guess is a myth that shop owners need to learn. Like your labor rate isn't, if you go and raise your labor rate 5, 10, $20, nobody's going to say a word. Nobody's going to notice.
Awesome advice.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of people are afraid because going back to, cheapest, the good shops will say, hey, we're not the cheapest in town, but it's done right, and
Mhm.
just look at our reputation. So they don't apologize for their rate and they don't lowball. I'm sorry,
Right.
you can probably find it cheaper elsewhere. But you do get what you pay for. Don't
Right.
recommend going to the
And
cheapest shop in town because you will get what you pay for. That makes sense to you? So,
mhm,
when you tell that to the customer, they're like, yeah, yeah, okay, well, okay, I want to get it fixed. Yeah.
right.
And especially if it's a referral, someone
Hmm.
referred them, to your shop. So you mentioned something, crooks. And I have some very positive information on that. So back in the 90s, I think it was the 90s, late 90s, somebody, I think it was like the 60 Minutes type thing or whatever, they had a car, they knew exactly what was wrong with it, and they took it to a bunch of shops. And
Hmm.
of course, they didn't highlight the shops that were honest, they highlighted the shops that were dishonest.
Right.
And that really got out to an awful lot of people. So, uh, but the research is showing because of Google reviews. Google reviews have a big part of this. People don't mention this, but this is my personal belief. Google reviews has had a huge, huge positive impact on businesses and the consumers because they can look at reviews on online. So now the distrust is the dealer.
Hmm.
I have a total distrust of the dealer. 100%. I have zero confidence in taking my vehicles. I drive Porsches,
Hmm.
older ones. I buy them like 5 or 6 years old with low miles, and I keep them, about 4 or 5 years. So
Hmm.
that way I don't have to pay repair bills. So and then I sell them. I learned how to do that thing. But my guy, he's an independent like you. His daughter runs the front, and then him and another guy are in the back. And I did my 50,000 service with my Cayenne, and I showed him the thing from the dealer, Porsche Salt Lake City. He was $3,200 less.
Wow.
He goes, "Where do they get these numbers from? I know how much all this stuff costs." I said, "I don't know."
Right.
He was $3,200 less. They wanted over 5 or 6, and he was like 20 something for everything, all fluid changes and all that stuff. So anyway, so just wanted to kind of mention that there is a shift that's measurable with the consumer, where they're now looking more to the independent repair shop that they can talk to the owner and they can have that trust built than they are taking it to the dealer. Were you aware of that, Mike?
Yeah, actually I am. Yeah. Um,
I figured you were, yeah. So
yeah, and I
it's
mean,
better.
we have better the independent garages, we have better technicians than the dealers do and everything. I mean,
Yep,
it's
agreed.
yeah, I know my shop, to brag a little bit, I offer more to my customers than the dealers do. There's two dealers here in Brookville, and neither one of them give loaner cars. I have loaner cars for my customers,
Okay.
and I would put my techs up against theirs any day. Um, yeah, I mean, um, Rick White says that the business model of a dealership is to build a $5 million facility and then treat your customers like crap. You know,
He's right.
yeah,
He's
yep,
right.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he's right. So that is just an awesome shift that we're seeing in the marketplace. And I'm glad because the independent auto repair shop owner is working really hard, like you, to make sure that they get satisfied customers and they get positive reviews on the web. And there are ways on websites now. I do a workshop every month, and my February workshop is always my most popular. How to get a website to convert at maximum levels. There's been a flurry of research in the last 2 years on how the consumer, it's most of it's subconscious. It's pictures, it's where you put reviews, it's a lot of other stuff, but it really works. So the second a website loads, the consumer has more trust with one shop over another. So
Mhm.
and that's what it is. It's about trust. The especially when it's a new customer that hasn't been to your shop before, you know.
Mhm.
They want that trust, um so finances. Let's talk about money.
Yeah.
No business, I don't care what it is going to make it without proper finances. And you are the gold standard of shop owners. And after 30 years of hard work, being debt free, owning your property, owning your building, I mean, you're there. And there's a lot of other shop owners that would like to get there.
Mhm.
So, what advice can you give to the shop owner about finances personally that you think would help them?
Well, try to remain as debt free as you can. Um,
Okay.
I know I always tried to just save up money to buy equipment versus financing it. And
Okay.
sometimes, I mean, sometimes you just have to. I mean, some equipment's very expensive, but yeah, it sure helps if you don't have a huge nut that you got to try to crack every month, you know?
Mhm.
Um, it, and also save. One thing that I've always done is I take 2% of my total sales every week and I put
2%. Okay.
2% and I put that in a savings account. The only thing I'll spend that money on is taxes and equipment.
Okay. And that's for taxes and equipment. That's
Right.
a good one.
I won't touch it for anything else.
So you take
Taxes,
it off the top immediately and just
right.
put it in an account and leave it.
Every Friday when I go make my deposit, I take 2% of the total sales and I put that in that savings account. And then at the end of the year, if there's any left over, I put it in my retirement and start over.
Oh, wow. So you redo it every
Right,
year. Yeah.
right,
But if you need some new hunter balancing equipment or
right,
whatever equipment you want to buy, you've got the cash on hand to buy it.
right, right,
Because you took that 2% and didn't look at that,
right.
until you needed it. Wow, that's really good. That's solid advice. I hadn't heard that strategy before. I think it's a good one.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a good one. So, uh, any memorable customer experiences that or success stories that reflects your business values that just off the top of your head?
Um, well, like I mentioned before, I have customers that I've worked on their cars since I was a kid, and I'm
Right.
still here. Some of them even followed me from my dad's shop to the dealer, and then
Oh, no kidding.
yeah, and then a story that I could tell. So my one of my teachers in high school, my health teacher, and I think I was in 10th grade, she always drove Buicks, and the Cadillac dealer I said I worked at, they sold Buicks also. So she found me there. She had a Buick and I worked on her car at the dealer. And then whenever I started my own shop, she followed me here and she just recently passed away. She was 92 years old. She passed
Wow.
away. She left me her car. Like her kids called me up and told me that she had left me her car in her will. And I was just blown away by that she thought that much of me that she gave me her car. So
Wow, what
I
a story.
yeah, I mean I didn't need it. I kind
I've
of
never
felt
heard
bad
that
about
one
it and
before.
everything, but they said no, you took care of her car all these years and they all live states away.
Right.
She was and her husband had died and she was living on her own still here. And they told me that they always felt like everything was okay with their mom because they knew I took care of her car and they didn't need to
So
worry
she
about
could
it.
get around. That's amazing.
So
Huh. What did you do with the car?
I'm driving it. I,
Oh, you're driving it.
yeah, I'm
You're
sorry about
driving the car.
it.
That's quite the story. That is
Yeah,
that perfect story at Christmas too. Jeez, wow.
yeah.
She gave you the car, and that's your personal vehicle. That's what you drive.
That's my car. Yep.
That's
So
amazing.
I have a truck and I don't like to drive my truck in the
In
snow.
the
So
snow.
I just kept this car and that's my car now.
That's
So
your rental car. That's
yep. Yep. I
absolutely
think of
phenomenal.
her every time I get in it. So
Yep. Any habits or routines that you think that have contributed to your as a successful business owner? Some owners have specific like habits or routines that they do. Some of them have lunches for their staff from time to time. Anything that like that?
I make it a point to go around and talk to everybody at least twice a day. I call them toolbox talks. I'll go out to where they're working and just talk to each tech for 5 minutes at a time.
Hmm.
And I always try to say something positive to them, you know, like if I have criticism or whatever, I also try to add positives to it.
Okay.
Does that count?
Sure does. Yeah, that counts. Yeah. I've tried to like pick through some good questions to ask, and you gave them some great answers, especially the one about the memorable customer experience. You're driving the car. But any question that you think that I should have asked that would be good information for other shop owners that I didn't ask, Mike?
No, I think you covered it, and
Okay.
and I've been in business 30 years, but I by no means know it all at all.
Right.
I know many shop owners that have been in business a lot less time than me that are more successful than I am.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to pause the. So, Mike, I want to thank you a lot for your valuable time today. I really appreciate it. I heard through the grapevine from Melissa at MYK that they are going to have a great new venue for the tools event this May, which will be in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So that's great. So my wife and I are looking forward to it because we love amusement parks.
Yeah.
And any shop owner that's listening, that's anywhere in that Northeast region, um, and speak correctly, like me and Mike. So we go and look up tools event. It's great training. There's I think it's 3 days, 2 or 3 days, right? Did you take some of the training classes there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you shut the shop down? Did your techs go with you, or was it just you? Or
I usually take one. Like I'll take one
okay,
each
that way
event.
you can
Yeah.
keep the shop running, right? Yeah,
Right.
while you're gone. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tools is. I mean, I'm in Western Pennsylvania, so it's like 3 hours away from here.
Oh, that's not too bad. So you can just drive.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anybody that's listening, and if you're in that area at all, the training is fantastic. You can sign up for the training courses there, and it's a great venue, new venue that they're going to have. And it was the combination of two organizations, MYK, the Mid Atlantic Auto Care Alliance, along with the tools in the what was the AS.
ASP or
ASP.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the two organizations got together. So I just thought I'd kind of pass that information along. So, okay, well, thanks, Mike. Thanks a lot for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day. All right.
You too.
For additional automotive resources and exclusive content, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our episodes. Thanks again for joining us in the driver's seat, and we'll see you next time for another thrilling episode of Top Shop.